haisi nyaya yekuti good on talking or what chete. I think maZimbabweans kune nyaya yekuti vanotadza kuziva nguva, kuziva opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Munoziva kuti pakatanga kufilma Gold Mafia. Payakatanga kufilmwa Gold Mafia. Tiri kuGlasgow COP26.
Yeah.
Ndakatumira inini what I put across as a proposed script of what is needed kutaura nema media houses.
Okay.
And script ndakaipa kune vanhu vakawanda very important in the struggle. Vandanga ndatoconnecta neAl Jazeera. Tiri pademo, vanhu vari pademo paya. Ndakataura inini kuti Fumurai Mnangagwa panyaya yekuti auya kuClimate Change Conference kuno. Asi iye method yake yekuadressa climate change ndeyekuuraya vanhu.
Okay.
Maimbozviziva kana nemiwo?
No, not at all.
Right. Manjadzi, I've done quite a deep study over our history.
Yeah.
That people should know. Chinhu chinonzi guku rahundi chaichiya. I method yekuadressa climate change.
Okay.
Yeah. Makangano zvaakataura Mnangagwa kukuwadzana.
I know. I do understand. I remember that. I remember that.
Mazoziva ka.
I remember that.
Akataura iye kuti pese patinongoziva isusu kuti vanhu vekukuwadzana vaita kuti mvura isanaye tinongoti mikomba yetirove. Saka ndakanyora script ndaida kubatsira maZimbabweans kuti gadzire nyika. Nokuti climate change conference paya ka panga paine that was the best opportunity to highlight, kuratidza the whole world, kuratidza iyo United Nations, because yenga iri function ye United Nations.
Yes.
Saka tichitanga kufilma Gold Mafia, my intention, my hope was to show to help imimi maZimbabweans kuti mubva maratidza UN yacho kuti murume uyu anofanira kubvunzuruswa, anofanira kushekwa kunzi iwewe wauya kuno uri kutaura nezve climate change, iwewe method yako yekuita zveclimate change ndeyekuuraya vanhu. Wakazvitaura iwewo kukwadzana, wakazvitaura musi wa4 May 1983. Muri kuzviona chinhu chawakagadzira chinonzi guku rahundi chaichi imethod yeclimate change. Saka hanzvadzi ndakapa vanhu vakawanda idea iyoyi, ndakapa vana Chief Ndiweni vakawanda maactivists makuru. Ndakati inini handingati kutaurireka inini. Handingataure zvinhu zvakadai nokuti ndiri mutori wenhau. Nhau dzinobva kufanira kubva kusi kwamuri.
Kuvanhu.
Inini role yangu ndeyekukuadvisai imimi. Ndobva ndaenda nonoadvisa mamedia house aya vanondipa basa. Saka ipapo maZimbabweans vanga vasingatombozivi kuti ndiri kutoshanda kuAl Jazeera vakawanda. Vamwe vaiteerera vaizviziva.
I know, Kuti Simba, even when you opened that group, Ripa WhatsApp, because you opened that group for a purpose to say, can we fundraise the money to pay the people are there, the lawyers are there, so that they can do these things for us. It's just the money. Already, you put them, Pama videos up, talking to them. I've been watching. It's only that kuti inini hangu ka Mkoma Simba, I'm not a person anotaura. I'm always ku background. I'm always listening. Even pawakaisa pagroup ndikatomkomenta pawakaisa pagroup vanhu vachiti hey what's this tikati Simba aisa the purpose yepagroup if you still remember uchangovhura group ndikaisa message ndikati the purpose yegroup
2021.
yes ndikati the purpose of this group it's written on top there. Can we Zimbabweans do people I donated, but the only people, it was only about 200 pounds. Not even anyone who tried to donate a money, nobody. So this is sometimes, it's like, of course, like I said, I'm not a person who I'm not a person I know Pama speeches or whatever. I'm so bad, but I would like to be background. I can help in whatever. Parent donator, I do donate. I can help to donate. But I'm not that person who can talk.
Ndipakazoita kuti vanhu vakazenge vakuspenda time mugroup kubvira 2021 vachingoposta maawards kunze media awards hero awards vanhu vakanganwa kuti chinangwa chegroup iriri ndechekudiscasa mamethods ekugadzira nyika. Vatokanganwa kuti group iri rakagadzirwa nemunhu wekwawo Jazeera kana kutokanganwa zvese izvozvo vabhizi kungoposta zvinhu either zvavanenge vatora kuita uko
zvacho zviri kutidzosera mumashure kuti nyika yacho yedu yacho isatombobudiriri ndo zvacho zvavari bhizi ndo zvatakajaira maZimbabweans izvozvo. So it's like, to be honest with you, inini zvinondipa hasha and I don't even know. Inini ndinogara kuSheffield. Evidently kuSheffield. Ndikuenda kuLondon Tuesday. But ndikuenda ndiri 1. Ndikukwira train dzangu dzekuenda ndiri 1 hour. But because that's what I can do. That's how I can help. Panonzi ngatibatsirane ngatibvise mari. I'm there ku background ndinobvisa mari ku background. I'm not a talkative person.
So muri kuona Anjadzi, sorry for cutting you.
No, it's okay.
Dai vanhu vakateerera pa COP26 pai.
Yes.
Vakanyatsobengenudza. Muri kunzwisisa? Vakaverenga vakabva vaita follow zvandaivaudza kuti describe Mnangagwa sezvaari. Mnangagwa munhu anoshandisa masoja kuraya vanhu as a method yekuita climate change. Imagine dai vakateerera vakuru ava vandaipa ava. Amuone kuti nokuti ndakatovaronga neAl Jazeera iyoyi. Imagine macomments iwawo dai anga ari mudocumentary. Amuone kuti documentary dai anga yakatouya itori more power.
More impact.
More power. Yekuti vanhu vazive kuti umbavha huri kuitika uhu, the gold smuggling, right, and the money laundering is not being done just for the purpose of stealing, but it's being done as a ritual, because inside Mnangagwa's mind, every other person who is not him or who does not worship him or follow him is a ritual subject or is a cockroach anofanira kuuraiwa.
True.
Amuone kuti dai documentary ranga ritori nekamwe kadepth.
True, very true.
Very true. Kadepth kanoita kuti tikwanise kuzoita sei kuti even international community inogona kuzonyatsopinda yodzipura, because mukacheka kuarea yema-war crimes Anjadzi, kuma-war crimes ari proscribed ku-UN. Ma-ritual killings for the annihilating a group of people for ritual purposes, right? Iyoyo level iyoyo handitika Mnangagwa haazombofaka nzvenga
Yes.
mazino United Nations. Muri kuona zvaitwa Putin izvezvo zvokuti even ivi pakati hey handisi signatory to ICC kana wapa level kana zvanyatsobengenutswa nekumusoro-soro kokuti munhu uyu koyo haambofa akaita sei akachinja. Zvaanotaura zvese izvi kuna kuma1980s aitaura kuti hanzi these are Ndebele people or akamboti futi vanhu vamukomo ava, if you remember.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Patime yachamisa he says kuti ava vanhu vemasanctions saka vanofanira kuurayiwa. But chokwadi chinofanira kuburitswa manje right now kuUnited Nations dai vanhu vakabva vachishandisa nemufana wekuAljazeera uyu ari kutaura uyu vachimuteerera vakabva vapinza this aspect iyi yekuti kuZimbabwe uyu murume auya kunoku nevanhu 127 uyu anoshandisa his method of addressing climate change is killing people. Don't you think that kugadzira nyika, the method yekugadzira nyika would have been even easier?
Very true. Very true.
Zvino manje vanhu vachona havateereri vanenge vari busy kuchesa ma-awards, kuchesa ma-tweets.
Takaroiwa nakafa mukoma Simba. Takaroiwa nakafa. Ndo chokwadi ichocho. Because I don't even know. It's like kuno kwandiri kuno kuSheffield kuno. I've been saying ndiri pamagroups ekuti let's go and fight these things. Please. What? But and vanenge vachiposta vachingokanda zvisina basa izvozvo zvisina basa izvozvo ndo zvavanenge vachikanda and then onyatsoshaya kuti is it only me ari kurwadziwa? Is it only me? What is happening with Zimbabwean people?
Yeah, fast forwards by the way tina Marway I think ndi Julie handiti Marway ndi Julie ko Julie aenda kupiko naye. Julie was meant to come. I don't know. Fast forwards to the 14th of May. Musi wandakwanisa kuwana breakthrough na Auxilia Mnangagwa.
Yes. I saw the video. Yeah.
Yes.
The day yacho yawakanga wachitova interview. I was watching.
And then you noticed when I then put you ladies in a group, or it was the same group, Dakati, let's discuss now. Tichita ma demands. Ndiudze izvo kunyora. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Vanhu muchindiudza kuti aiwa Simba muudze Auxilia kuti ngadai. You remember?
Yes.
And then Auxilia achitumira vanhu kutrya either kundidiscourage kana kunditi ndibvise tweet iya pandakazonzi nahopo chingonobvisa tweet, delete tweet iyoyo.
Yes.
Zvakanzi hanzi waita blackmail Auxilia Mnangagwa. When in actual fact what I had done there was a journalistic declaration. I was just telling her, notifying her that I am going to publish. So you don't respond. After 8 hours, I'm going to show people, I'm going to show my Zimbabweans everything. So ndobva ndanzi inini nemunhu namujournalist zvikabva zvanzi zvanzi namujournalist ukanzi uchasungwa kuUK kwauri ikoko ndakatyisidzirwa. Munoziva kuti hanzvadzi pandakashidzirwa paipaika zvinhu zvaakataura I knew it was nonsense, but munoziva kuti so pana mamwe mashoko anopinda mutsinga. There's some words that get into your veins. So I got threatened after that. And I had a lot of other people, because Hopo Chingono was also quoting other people who mangava accounts, some I think were actually ghost accounts, who were bullying me, some were threatening me. I only later got to discover that it was just one gang that was just bullying me. And then I decided to change the wording. I couldn't edit because Twitter Satyan, it didn't have an edit button. So I asked him, Kuti, what do you propose if I post, if I delete and then I repost? And he says to me, Chingo delete I didn't know what was going on. And I felt overwhelmed. And little did I know kuti mumwe munhu anga achidzimura moto wanga watotungwidzwa wanga wakutobatsira kuti masports ekugadzira nyika anyatse arambe achiita sei achibvira kuitira kuti vanhu vagare vaine power rekuti ndakaramba ndakaribata vhidhiyo rariya, I would even keep that video as a ransom in courts yekuti iwewo kusilia, let our people go. Buritsa More Blessing Ali, for instance, because More Blessing akabva azouraiwa 9 days later after that, if you remember.
Yes.
So, tiri panapa, hundreds. It's good we're here, and we've got some lovely ladies who have just joined us as well. Marwei has joined us. We've got Comfort Dondo, who is our director for women's rights. Marwei Mainda Kupi, she's gone.
I've DM my sister Comfort ku Twitter. I don't know whether you have seen it.
We can't hear you, Comfort.
Hi, my sister. How are you? I just saw it.
You just saw it. Okay.
It's good to be here, Simba. Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, we just felt we needed to do a short review of Masports Ekugadzira Nyika. It's a group that we set up in 2021. The idea was to discuss methods of changing the country, the methods of fixing the country that don't include elections. I think this was
true.
So fixing the country without having to go for elections. Let's discuss these methods. And I'm so happy that I'm actually massaged by 3 women here, because I'm ndirikunzwa kamwe ka atmosphere kekuti vakadzi ndimi muchagadzira nyika imimi. I'm feeling it. And I say this because Murukona, the lady Aripanapa Aripaside you Comfort, I also shared this with her. She's one of the few Zimbabweans. And she's not even part of the group over 60 people. But yet she's the only Zimbabwean who told me, ndashare ningirine akatonditi Simba, wataura ninya yeku Zambia, hande yeku Zambia. Ndakafunga kuti ari kupenga. By the weekend, Handradzi, last year muna September, tanga tatova ku Zambia. Together, I met her for the first time. Munenge mchungoona naka pa Twitter ka, mchungofunga kuti maybe
I know.
ghost account. Ndakazoiona ghosti kuti ndakazoiona ku Zambia. So anyway, munoziva kuti it'll be good, I think, for us to review also what we discussed in Zambia and what happened in Zambia. Some of it obviously can only be discussed outside camera. But what I'm just loving about what's happening right now is how you ladies are more receptive to the atmosphere and the initiative of change than Varume. Varume, they are good at complaining. They are good at blaming. Yeah. They are good at finger pointing other people. Vanenge very busy kuti ningina ningazodai. Chamisa arikutadza kutungamirira. Opposition iri kudai. Asi vakadzi, what I've noticed with women seem, our Zimbabwean women particularly, they seem to have a different mindset. And it's very encouraging, because as I was saying in a space recently, I see women, ndikuona vakadzi murikuona pa pandemic apapa, kuti pa pandemic apapa, the countries that were run more professionally, the countries where there were less human losses because of strategic leadership, there were those that were led by women. So I'm feeling that you women, there's something about you that's going to be key to fixing Zimbabwe. Because this this negative attitude yananchitaura we are seeing it muvarume, more varume than men. It's sad that it is like that, because it's us men who are supposed to be leading. But vakadzi ndimi munenge mune chimuti, as I see it. Yeah. But anyway, Marway, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing today? I'm not even myself.
Oh, come on, we want to see your lovely face, man.
Nice.
You know, by a boa program,
It's not
no boa
rain.
program, imagine
Yeah,
single one.
you know what, my brothers and my sisters, I'm an emotional person. You know, I got a lot going on. But yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got nothing to do with politics. It's only happened that I've lost the 3 people I know from a bus accident today. So yeah.
Oh,
we are really sorry, my sister.
I'm sorry. Are they in Zimbabwe? What was Zimbabwe?
With Zimbabwe, which it's kind of sad when people are busy bragging that people are building roads, but from Chivu town to go, especially to my village, there are no roads anymore. Long back there was this Danida thing when they were fixing roads, but nowadays, for you to own a car, especially from where I came from, you need to buy an off-road car. Mabaza akudimburira nemabani. So it's kind of sad to see people losing their lives because of the roads, you know.
My sister, you know, you Murimana Kumucha and Babuera, so she said Chivu. You know, this is what we're talking about. I asked why. I asked if it was they were in Zimbabwe, because the roads have become death traps. We don't even talk about it. We talk about Kufama hospitals, Mazmaya Kufachi, the women who are dying while giving birth, but the number of fatalities due to accidents. And I'm very sorry about your loss, but this is something that is really close to my heart. I think almost every week, and we are not only losing the middle age, the elderly. No, we've even lost a whole bus full of my high schoolers.
Yeah.
And these are the impacts of gold mafia. And so I'm very sad that this is happening. I've also been seeing how people Marakashi come and they say everything is well. We had one Marakashi, supposedly a doctor, but he's not in Zimbabwe, he's in the UK. The last segment we did with Simba, and he was saying, we're building this road from here to there. The amount of money they're stealing, we should be having spaghetti roads. We should be having spaghetti roads. But this is the state.
But I think sometimes you ask that Dr. Marakashi in the UK, if things are all right in Zimbabwe, why is he a doctor in the UK? Why did he left Zimbabwe? He should go back to Zimbabwe and be a doctor there.
Exactly.
To see somebody, you are living nicely in a foreign country and you're advising people to vote for ZANU-PF. That's so wrong. Because if ZANU-PF is good, if Zimbabwe is good, you'll be in Zimbabwe. You will not be in Zimbabwe. Why do you
are right,
to
sister.
go through all these channels for you to be in the UK when Zimbabwe is good? That's so bad.
But Anti-Moses Marwekuti, ZANU-PF, I just learned recently, they actually sponsor a lot of international students. So you can be in a university campus as an international student thinking it's Ritese, we have come from home for greener pastures, but they actually have these people that they pay for full tuition to study abroad. You know, they are that vile, right? And then most of the Marakashi that I encounter, day in and day out, they are based in the UK. And in a very sick manner, most of them, they lie to get asylum. So they are actually political asylees, some of them. And yet they sit behind their computers and they defend ZANU-PF while they are not on the ground. This is another thing, Simba, that I think if you want to talk about Ekugadzira Masports Nyika, we need to be holding people accountable. If you're abroad in the diaspora and you are on a political asylum and you are identified as Murakashi, we need to go after you because number one, you lied to the US or UK, states or whatever, federal government. And then you cannot be defending a terroristic government while you are claiming that that same government has injured you or it poses harm for you. So it's something that we need to go after as well, Simba. Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely.
We've just been joined by Chief Panapa. Chief, how are you?
Tatsikwa.
Chief.
My favorite brother in the world.
Oh, sorry, I was speaking on mute. Technology, it's old age. How are you, my sister Comfort, Simba, and everyone else?
Chief,
How are you, Chief?
That's good.
How are you, Chief? How are you, Chief?
I'm all right.
it's good to see
Yeah.
you, Chief.
Yeah.
Chief, we decided just to do a short review, Masports Ekugadzira Nyika, and weirdly, I think someone must have been offended by Chimwe. So I'm just noticing that I'm failing to stream to Facebook, my Facebook pages. So the 100 people that are watching right now, they're only on YouTube. So I'm sure if we had done this on Facebook, we could have been having quite a large crowd, Chief.
Yes,
Maybe
definitely.
maybe we'll need for you to connect with your account, because Yangu, I think someone must have done some dodgy thing. I'm having Facebook investigate that. So because of that, I can't have maximum viewership. But I think it's the quality of our discussion. I'm sure later on people can chop my and send them around. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
I'll try to connect with my account.
I think that would be good. Yeah. So no, we've just been doing a review because the lovely ladies who are on this space, these are ladies that we set up a group in 2021. Yeah, pataita program ataiti countdown aya chief, and taimati taiti futi Masports Ekugadzira Nyika. So we are just doing a review from COP26 climate change. That very moment when we started filming the gold mafia, and a lot of people were not listening, because zvinhu zvandaita ini ndakandisingatombozviti privately ndaitoudza mazimba those who were vaiteerera. I actually organized interviews ne-Al Jazeera at that time, and the chief, you remember, ndichitaura ndichiti inini ritual killings, ndichiti Mnangagwa paCOP 26 apapo anotofanirwa kufumurwa nenyaya ritual killings aya, because itori method climate change. Do you remember me saying so?
Yeah.
Yes, but challenge yakaitika chief, vanhu havana kumbonditeerera, and some of the guys, and I'm hoping that they are listening. I'm asking maybe if you could tag Vana Chief Ndiweni and the like. Makaona ma interviews yo akaitika time iyoyo na Shepherd Yuda, when I was trying to and unfortunately I can't force people what to say, but ukaona ndichikufonera 5 times ndichikuudza kuti taura zvakadai, ndirini futi ndaronga interview iyoyo, ziva kuti Simba Chikanza must be up to something. Because if those statements had been said, Chief, and then those statements dzirimo documentary, we could have been having something far much stronger today. Because as you can see, even our sister here, who is a few weeks older than me, she Beauty didn't even know what I said there. I'm sorry. Back then, that chinhu chinonzi guku rahundi itori climate change. It's a climate change ritual. She didn't know this. And I'm asking our guests here on this space, on this stream, did you know that Gukura Wundi is a climate change ritual? Maizviziva here? It's a climate change ritual that is still happening right now. So you find that these smuggling, gold smuggling, everything zvirikuitika izvizvi, they're all ancillary behaviors or operations under that same ritual that says every other person must be killed. Every other person, if Mnangagwa doesn't kill you with the bullet, he has to kill you through hunger. And only him has to have access to the resources. Even his own party, my party members, They don't have the level of access to resources, to gold mines, to platinum mines as him. So a lot of Zimbabweans, Chief, I don't know, Chief, how much, Mimi Chief, you are a leader in the party and in the community. How much do you tell people? Do you make it clear that Gukurahundi is still happening today? That the suffering of our people, even the looting, it's not just for the purpose of stealing. It's for the purpose of fulfilling a ritual. I'm asking you.
Yeah, Simba, be that as it may, personally, I think I should start by being grateful to the work that you have done over the years. I was one of the first people to know that Al Jazeera has approached you long back, and I didn't take it seriously. I was just saying, "Oh, there goes Simba." But I remember 3 years ago, you talked to me about what Al Jazeera had done, how they had approached you on a number of issues, and how you also in turn tasked them after they wanted to offer you money, and you refused the offer of money, and you said, do this interview with Cyril Ramaphosa. I think it was at one of these conferences. That was a couple of years ago, and I think now that relationship with Al Jazeera is culminated into what we are seeing today. So yeah, definitely, I should say, if we had all gathered around at that time, and maybe if I had believed you a little more when you were saying Al Jazeera has approached you and they have actually refused the money that they had offered you. Yeah, we could have been far, we could have done more. But like I said, be as it may, where we are now, you have done a great job. Al Jazeera has done a great job. They've now regurgitated, I call it regurgitated, they've regurgitated what we have always said, that these people are corrupt, these people are stealing from the people. And to the extent that you may link in what you're saying, because it's outright craziness. The level of stealing, the level of looting is not normal. It's abnormal, because these people are stealing at least $100 million a week, which comes to $400 million a month, $5 billion in a year. And this is just gold. What about platinum? What about diamonds? It's not like they're going to say, we are looting gold only. We're not going to loot other minerals. They are definitely looting other minerals. Are we going to have another Al Jazeera? Are we going to wait for another Al Jazeera for us to fully believe that this craziness is going on across the board, across all our minerals, or across all our points of wealth in Zimbabwe? And are they going to stop? How can we stop them? We need, because definitely we need to stop them, because if we don't stop them, these people are never going to stop. And Simba, is dangerous for one person to have that kind of wealth, to have that kind of money. Talking to other people in ZANU-PF, they will tell you that Mnangagwa, he has overtaken Masiwa in terms of his worthness. Masiwa is worth about $2 to $3 billion. But Mnangagwa is not worth $3 billion. He's not worth $5 billion. He's not worth $6 billion. We are told that he's worth even more than $10 billion. And then that's just him. These people seem to be competing against themselves. Axilia wants to be a millionaire, multimillionaire. The twins want to be multimillionaires. Tongai Mnangagwa want to be a multimillionaire, and Mnangagwa is already a multi-billionaire. So when is it going to end? So I agree to a certain extent that this may be cultural, this may be traditional, this may be ritual as well, because it's shocking. the level of looting, the level of stealing is just shocking. And like I was about to say, it's dangerous for us to allow them to have so much wealth, because wealth equals power. If you want power, you need to have wealth. They've mastered that. And master now they have the money, they have the power, and eventually they'll be able to buy anyone. They'll be able to manipulate anyone. And if we don't do something now, which is serious and which is drastic, then it means we are sliding towards some kind of a monarch. We have Emmerson Mnangagwa, and then the next person who is going to be the president is his soldier son, you know. And Masports Ekugadzira Nyika anofanira kutoitwa izvozvi, otherwise we will not be able to control Emmerson Mnangagwa and the whole family. It's dangerous, and unfortunately a lot of people are not seeing it. Whereas the people that are in ZANU-PF, they are seeing that all the money for the country, it's just being taken it's being amassed by Emmerson Mnangagwa. They are seeing it. Why are they not talking about it? They point fingers to Nelson Chamisa, they point fingers to Triple C, they point fingers to citizens that have no power. But they are there, right there with him, you know, besides him. But they are allowing him to do that. That's dangerous. We saw it happening with Mugabe, and they are allowing it to happen with Emmerson Mnangagwa again. It's high time, Simba, that we come together as Zimbabweans and condemn this, but not only condemn, but do something.
Well, you know, Chief, this is these are really, you know, you've just thrown our memories back to back then. Right, Sisi Marwe, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We just want to see. I'm just joking. But tell me, you know, you sent me a message, Nzadzi, sometime I think midweek. Do you want to share briefly what your observations are lately?
You know, Simba, like at this time, what we need is motivation. We need the unity, but kuona vanhu vachitreshana like that with Twitter to give the ZANU-PF what they are looking for me, it didn't sit well with me, and I was so angry. I was so pissed that time, because ukadauta savarume vacho vainetsana kuTwitter, I'm sure vane number dzavo, vane number vese. If there was a problem,
taurai mazita kana ari chief vanga vachizviita, buritsai fumurai nokuti
I wasn't even happy nemessage yakanyorwa naSehuzo yekuti anze dodo, you know, that bed yatoestingi zvaikuti anzi hakuna opposition. That wasn't good zvavakataura. For me nangu zvakandirwadza, to be honest, because the energy, this is 2023 igore rekuvhota, and now mafunga kukandirana matauro like at this moment. So I wasn't happy with that.
And havasi kuziva kuti opposition yachona yavari kuti iri dead iyoyo ndiyo opposition yachona iyoyo yanga ichitobatsira even padocumentary iro riri yatanga tichitoshanda nayo vachitipa maideas nezvakadaro. Of course vekuZANU-PF vanga varipowo futi. I just wanted to say, because zvakandishokawo futi, as you sent me that message, I started reflecting on it, and then I said, who on earth would blame the same opposition that I myself have benefited from in my research? Pandakazopedzisira ndaisa biti mudocumentary umu mupaya Nzadzi, that was me. That was oti biti. He seems to have more contributions here than anyone else. Of course, we do have members of ZANU-PF who did contribute, and of course their names will never be known. But I want to say that most of the contributions, most of the motivation, including even the definition of who God Mafia is, came from the opposition. That someone is saying is dead, You know, this is the same opposition that inspired me. It was your opposition chief. You are the one who told me, you identified me in 2019. Mukanditi Simba, try kuona zvokuita zvekuserbia. You remember?
Yeah.
You are the one. No, I have to, you know, in indoshamisika nekuti vanhu ivava vanozviti majournalist ndivanani, because none of them have ever participated mubasa randinoita inini. None of them. And mazimbabweans munofanira kuziva kuti hapana, none of these people. Pandakaenda kuserbia pai, it was the opposition that actually suggested, they identified that I am the one who could, and they gave me ideas. Ivava chief vari panapa he is the one. Pandakaita zvekuzambia futi, pandakatota proper regime change, who was inspiring me? It was the opposition. Saka iwo kana vachiti opposition idhodho, the opposition yabatsira kuti Zambia idzikinurwe.
Simba, let me add on to what you just said. You know, when we visited Zambia, the permanent secretary, when we visited the office of the president, I remember the permanent secretary actually, one of her parting comments was, you need to support President Nelson Chamisa. You know, she said that, and so like Zambia acknowledges the work that has been done. And then I also want to say, to echo your words as well, to those who said the opposition, like it's that bird, it's as dead as that bird. I think for me, even this work, Chief Dokora knows, he's my brother here. He's been the one who's been pushing me. I've been wanting to do my work more just focused on women, but the opposition here in North America, they have stretched me a little bit out to look at the bigger picture, right? And I cannot even tell you, I know it's very insulting for anyone to come up with that comment, Sis Marwe, as you're saying, because I know the work that's put with the opposition, with the diaspora, with North America. Specifically, I'll speak for the work that I know Chief Jokora puts in. Okay, I've been to a few opposition meetings, and I know and I also know the pushback that they get from doing that work. So I think it's very simplistic for anybody to be making that comment. As you said, that comment, because I'm aware of the work that the North Americans, diaspora and Zimbabweans are putting in this work at this particular moment. So those are my comments. I think it was very low for anyone to even think about saying those words.
Well, do you know what, Inini Shakandi, what I found, if you say that you were not happy when you saw those comments, Inini, I was disgusted. I want to say, especially by my comments that accuse the opposition for betraying Job Sikala.
Thank you.
Those comments, Iwawo, those are the sick journalism, Iyoyo. Chief, nyangwe mukandinyara ndakaita sei, inini chief. Mukaona inini ndakuaccusa opposition for neglecting Job Sikala. Chief, ndisvipirei. Unsubscribe. Kick me out. Ban me if need be. Throw me into the wilderness. Forever. Because mukaona ndaakudaro inini ka ndaakutaura zvinhu zvokunyepa. Haisisiri journalism iyoyo. That is Job Sikala watinoziva isusu, even before Job Sikala was arrested, he was getting assisted. Way before he even knew he was going to get arrested, the opposition was assisting him, working around how he can be freed. Even his cousin, William Chinyanga, when he was arrested, vana chief ndo vakatondimutsa ivava vanhu vekopposition vakanditi Simba, please, there's something wrong here. All these people, the opposition has stood for them. And this is the only opposition. Sisi Beauty, you are older than some of us here. This is the only opposition since Cecil John Rhodes that has been able to operate without a gun, without even reckon. And yet, munoona Chamisa pa COVID apapa. if someone was to fall ill, Chamisa would be there, risking his own health, physically risking his health, pa COVID apap. Isusu titomuudza kuti Chamisa, man, hauchaiti wisdom, you're going to get killed now. They're going to put COVID on you. He would be there, even kumapras, during the pandemic. And someone has got the audacity to throw a comment. But I want to say, folks, this is something now Masports Ekugadzira Nyika oti discuss panapa. How do we deal with this evil? Why am I saying so? It's an evil. Because vanhu ivava vanenge vachikanda macomments aya vanenge vapiwa respect community from the same opposition. And then they come back to bite the same opposition that is fundraising for them, the same opposition that when they get arrested. Now I'm going to put in quotes because pane zvandakazo discover in the research akandinodzika, right? The same opposition that speaks for them. Ndataura kuti in quotes because munoziva kuti chief pakasungwa hopo pai muna 2020 pai chief ini ndakaudzwa na someone ipapai ndichitochema, I was crying ndiri pafoni ndichitoti, oh, vasunga hopo, these people are so evil, vana Mnangagwa. Do you know what someone in your party chief told me? Simba, huya usungwe iwewe. Ndakati, aroda kuti chiko, what is that? Until I discovered, chief, years later, it would take me years later to discover that vanhu vanotozvirongera masports ekusungwa kuti vapromote. Saka tomboisiya, anyway, tomboisiya iyo tozoidiscussa later on. But I want to say here, what makes me more disgusted is that Sisi Beauty, as you could see, Gorera Pera on the 14th and the 15th of May, the same person akandi disruptor inini ndafumura ndabata bazooka rekudhura auxilia neexpose iyaiya auxilia achidedera pavidhio, vanhu vachiona auxilia achidedera achipleada neni, usandituke chikanza, don't curse me chikanza, for more than 22 times in a short video. Auxilia aona face yangu kufreeza pa video call yangu, mukadzi wa first lady. Ndichiona goride, all the gold inside that house. The same person who disrupted me in that big breakthrough that would have strengthened this documentary, and has never cared, after that has never cared to support exposing Auxilia Mnangagwa, right, is the same person that is coming to attack the opposition, that has been helping me in my research, which he is now wanting the same research work yaakuda kutraya kuda kuchita senge ndeyake. Ini ndiri kuona sekuti chief, ini pari kundirwadza ipapo, hama dzangu, pari kundirwadza, and ndiri kutoona sekuti maZimbabweans, I don't know if they're opening their eyes to what's happening. I don't know if they're opening their eyes to what's happening. Because kana mukomana uyu anonzi Hopo Ching'ono achikuvharai pakadai apapa, what more pamunenge musingaone? Ameno muri kuona sei, muri kuinzwa sei Beauty? Ndiri kuti inini ka munenge muri muted. Ndiri kuti inini. Kana Hopo Ching'ono achigona kukuvharai and appear as if he is an angel at present, even when you can clearly see that he is working for Auxilia Mnangagwa. By the way, chief, did you know that 2 or so weeks ago, Hopo Ching'ono Kusapes Trust, he actually confessed before a panel of 8 people. Kusapes Trust, Ugoko. He confessed while accusing Nelson Chamisa. He confessed that he's working for Auxilia Mnangagwa. He claimed akataura akadisrupta someone aitaura kuti Chamisa hadi zveGNU, Chamisa doesn't want my elections to delay. And Hopo Ching'ono all of a sudden burst out and started saying, anonyepa uyo Nelson inini ndiri kuto mediator between him na first lady for a GNU. Akazotaura Hopo Ching'ono Kusapes Trust akakonfesa ega. Ndikabva ndabvunza Chamisa akakurumidza kudzima foni yake anditi, Simba, usandibvunza zvinhu zvakapusa kudaro, don't ask me rubbish yakadaro. And I know it's rubbish. You chief, you know it's rubbish. You know that Chamisa doesn't even want a GNU. He doesn't, he doesn't want the elections to be delayed. He's made it clear. He's even proven it over the last 5-6 years now that he doesn't want even a morsel of bread. Yes,
Simba, I have a question.
Mati?
I have a question to something you said.
Yes, please go ahead.
When you finish, okay. I think you mentioned something. I just want to make sure I clarify. You mentioned something about Hopo trying to take ownership of the Al Jazeera. So was he not part of Al Jazeera? Because I saw when it first came out, I saw that he was on a few mass media TV interviews. I assumed that because of the award, he was part of it. So you're saying he was never part of it?
Hopo Chingono has never been part of the documentary. Remember, this is a documentary that I started. He was never there. And assuming someone would have tried to bring him in, I would have stopped them. And they actually know, Vanoko Al Jazeera know that Hopo Chingono cannot be part of a documentary investigating money laundering because of his history in that particular area of crime. Is also his history, Yekuchinja Mazita, and also him being an unreliable individual. So Hopo Chingono was never part of Al Jazeera. He has never worked on this documentary at all. What Hopo Chingono was doing, and this is something that, because some people have been wondering, have even been asking me, Simba, how come we're not seeing you? And I think that is your question as well, and it is Comfort.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit confused. I'm confused by that, and then I'm also confused by I assumed Hopo and President also Chamisa got along because I think we've seen them together even at Hopo's home. So as brothers who are in arms against the same regime, even if it were to be correcting any weaknesses that have to do with opposition, why not do it in the privacy of their text messages? I'm confused. I genuinely am confused because I am concerned as a Zimbabwean child that is just wanting to see regime change, right? And so I'm seeing two brothers who seem to be going towards the same route of wanting regime change, and then I'm seeing Hopo making a U-turn, and then he's critiquing the opposition. But is that constructive critiquing of the opposition?
No, yeah, I see critiquing, or let's be honest, that one is vilifying the opposition.
But
because
why?
What he's saying is it is continuously false. Do you know what? If you make a false statement about someone and it is just one or two, they're just one or two. We're closing now. Okay, thank you. Right. Sorry, folks. I'm being kicked out of this place now. If you make a statement, which is one or two statements that are false, right? It can be understood. But you know what? If in a single week you're making 5-6 different statements that are damaging, that are false and damaging, being damaging is one thing, right? But if they are false, that's deep. I think it's really deep, and what we've seen lately is really deep. To accuse, I don't know about you, I have been accused falsely by other people before, but to accuse someone of neglecting job sikala, especially people in the opposition, I think that is deep. But I want to answer you there. Why does Hopo always appear as if ndiye anenge ari yes? Unomuona kwese uku anenge achionekera. Izvi zvakandishokawo inini, but I want to tell you the reason why you don't see me is because I'm too busy. Ndiri paground. Ndinenge ndiri busy ndichianalyze news, ndichiita ma-interviews nezvakawanda, such that I don't have time yekuita like zvana Tatelicious zvongogara ndingori available all the time to comment on the news. I wanted also to say, I dug into Hopo's history and I discovered that what he's doing right now, zvekuzhangandira, zvekungoonekwa pese pese, zvekungofonera news stations so that you're always there and ready, is something that he has been doing since he was in high school. Akambokonzeresa paMarlborough High School, akambokonzeresa a demo achida kudzinga Mr. Harrison Chiware paMarlborough High School. And a lot of people who were there at Marlborough High School know that Nanasi, Mr. Harrison Chiware, is still terrified. Now, Hopo Chingono, he's alive. So anyone who wants to contact Mr. Addison Chouare, let me know. I'm going to be doing some interviews as well, and I'll be broadcasting them. And you can hear Mr. Addison Chouare is still terrified by the 17-year-old that he assisted into Marlborough High School. Asinga qualify because angaka foira O level. He didn't have the requisite passes. Those are the details that pull out Mr. Addison Chouare when he was now saying, "Iwo urungondishungurudza iwewe, Hopewell Mukusha," that is his real name, by the way. Akachinja mazita. Zvikanzi urungondishungurudza iwewe. Are you forgetting that you lied to me that you play basketball when you were not qualifying for A level? So I discovered that character yake yekunyepa, number one. Character yake yekuzhangandira, character yake yekuunganidza vanhu, kuita gather people, kungoita gather crowds, obva avapa hasha macrowds iwawo. Character yakabvira achiri ku high school, achiri a teenager. It's sad, folks, but ndicho chokwadi chacho ichocho. That's why Mr. Addison Chouare in his 70s today, he is still scared of munanonzi Opo Chingono, because vakamunyepera kuti ari corrupt and that he must be removed from who headmaster wavo. Back then kunga kusati kwane ma cell phone, kunga kusati kwane ma computer, but Opo had the capacity, the ability, ane capacity Opo yekuunganidza vanhu, ovanyepera, ovaita kuti vaite hasha. It's very sad that he probably is using his skill instead of using that skill kubatsira opposition nekubatsira ma-journalists also akaita seni. Like right now, if he had assisted me on this documentary, especially Nana Auxilia, imagine where we could have been, Sissy Beauty. Imagine pandakaita interview.
We could be very far by now, to be honest.
Ndaya kandibatsira ipapai instead of harassing me, achindi threaten. Iye obva aitawo ma-demands, obva ati Auxilia come out, uya upedze interview na Simba Chikanza, mfano wangu Simba Chikanza hoyo. He's a young man, all he wants is my answers. I've seen his interview questions and he had seen my interview questions. I still have those messages here.
Ndinobvunza yakawanda Sibyuti Simba sori kukata, but mibvunzo yangu kuramba ichingowanda nditi ndofunza kuti saka muti Hopo ari kushandira Auxilia asi Hopo ari kuexpose corruption, saka chii chiri kunyatsoitika, nekuti ndiri kuona kuti as people of Zimbabwe, we are in this confused state where we're even talking on spaces today. We don't know who's who anymore. You know how they do the estimation of any kind of, let's say, HIV to assume like everybody is positive until tested otherwise. So it's like now with ZANU-PF, like everybody is ZANU-PF until tested otherwise, because I'm very confused that this same man who is exposing the regime also went to the rescue of the first lady. What was the interest? And then I'm also seeing this same man now criticizing the opposition. It's where the opposition leader. It almost seems like it's a very personal thing. So I'm very confused what is going on. This is beauty. Maybe might help me, because I am in a confused state. I feel like I just came out of a blender right now. Over the last year.
I know, my sister. The thing is, as far as I also knew, Oprah, he used to be supporting La Costa before.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, indakazongonowachinja, which ndakazvakazongondito ndikati aiwa vanhu vandofunga vanochinja according to vaona kuti ndofunga munhu wandaa ndiri kumbosapota uyu haasi munhu asiri right, ndikafunga kuti achinjawo zvechokwadi. But pandakazoona aposta achitaura kuti can you please delete your interview na first lady, ndakatoshamawo ndichitoshama kuti what is going on.
Right.
Isusu takanga tichitopo Mukoma Simba kuti Mukoma Simba muri kutiitira basa chairo, muno interviewa everyone kubva kunana Guvea kunana everyone, he goes Mukoma Simba and interview these people. So why is it now takungonzwa zvakunzi aiwa ufanire kuinterview ye what. So in me I was also confused. So until today also ndakunzwa kuti munhu ari kungoita sei ari kungo-oppose again about the Triple C, which at the end of the day, maybe as a journalist, he doesn't have a party to support. He's a neutral. I don't know. I'm confused as well, my sister.
Thank you. Yeah, so but yeah, and we have the people that are also saying Simba on a personal vendetta. You are jealous of Nkoma Hopo's. Actually, not people. He actually said it. He said the awards must really hurt you, Simba. Saka Simba is now awards, you know. But also besides that question that he poses to Simba, I'm also wondering why the opposition all of a sudden to the president Nelson Chamisa, whom I thought they were on the same, like I said, same wavelength. So I don't know. It's confusing. But I hope we don't spend too much time on it so we can move forward.
Yeah.
True.
So,
True.
but let me comment on one of the saddest issues that has been doing the round, the issue of Honorable Job Scholar. You know, it pains me when I hear people saying that President Chamisa and Triple C have neglected Job Scholar. That is not true, and it's not even closer to the truth, because here in the diaspora, I can speak authoritatively and confidently of what we have done as diasporians. We have raised money, we have sent money to Honorable Job Scholar's wife. UK does that regularly. America, we've done that several times. Australia also has come in. I know of a number of individuals that have approached me, Chief, we want to help. You know, I can put a list of those people, and I'll be saying, you know what, I don't want to get involved in any financial transactions. I'll give them the direct number to the wife because I have the number, and they will send money, and they will send me, you know, evidence that we have sent this money to Job Scholar's wife. And, you know, we just don't go on Twitter and start telling everybody that this is what we have done for our comrade, because it's uncultural, it's un-African for you to do that you have helped someone and then you go on top of the mountain, on top of rooftops and say, this is what we have done for his children, this is what we have done for him. But what I can say is, as you know, citizens, we've done our best. And if it is America that has done that, it is Australia that has done that, that is Triple C. The money doesn't necessarily have to come from President Chamisa. You know, it's us. I am Triple C. I represent Triple C. You know, when I'm doing whatever I'm doing. So the issue of neglect is neither here nor there. The same people that are being accused of neglecting Job Scholar are the very same people that nominated Job Scholar's son to represent, you know, his constituents.
Sorry, I got cut off.
That doesn't just come easily. There were people, heavyweights in the party that wanted to be in that position, that wanted to be nominated in that position. But I'm telling you, none of them put their name on there because they were just saying, we are doing this in honor of our incarcerated comrade. You know, and it was Triple C people, this was street point people that were just nominating everyone. They could have nominated anyone, but they nominated Job Scholar's son because they know what Job Scholar is sacrificing for and who he is. So for someone to then come and say, we're not doing enough, what do they want Chamisa to do? To break the jail and to drag Job Scholar out? You know, instead of pointing their bayonets and their spears and their axes towards the people who is illegally incarcerating Honorable Job Scholar, who is Emerson Mnangagwa, who has captured the courts, who has captured the judges, instead of you know, facing that person and venting their anger on him. They are venting their anger, they are pointing their anger on someone who is trying to help the situation. And then it comes to the situation of criticizing the opposition, the only party that carries the hope of millions. And you criticize it to the extent of distracting it, of killing it. That's not criticism, it's destructive criticism. And that is not what we need at this point in time. We accept criticism. I think everyone saw what President Chamisa did when there was an outcry on social media during the by-elections back then in May and July. He went on public and apologized when they were double candidates. And he went ahead and fixed the problem because people had criticized him. He accepts criticism. And, he actually loves it because, it points out to the weaknesses of the organization, and then he finds solutions for that. So for someone to go on public and, say this is rubbish, Chamisa is not opposition. Chamisa is the leader of the opposition. The opposition is the people. We are the citizens. So if you are saying the opposition is rubbish, you are essentially saying the citizens, the people of Zimbabwe that make up, the CCC are rubbish. That is what it means to me. So it's very unfortunate, and I don't think we should be having that at this point in our struggle. We should be coming together, and if we are criticizing, we should be criticizing to build, not to criticize to destroy. Something that which has all our hopes. 10-15 million people have their hope in CCC, and then you go ahead and say publicly that CCC is rubbish. That's not right, especially coming from a person like my brother Hopo. That is what shouldn't be happening at this point in time. So it's unfortunate, Simba, that that's where we are today. But I hope he sees the light of the day. He speaks to Chamisa, directly, and really, he should be, directing some of the criticism to him on a personal level, in a private room, rather than to come out openly and brazenly criticize
Mpinyi. What he needs to do is to simply join other journalists to expose the gold mafia. Don't nyaya dzekungoda kungoataka opposition. Iwewe opposition is doing better than you. Unozvite mujournalist as opposition yacho nayo is doing better than you. Opposition is too busy. They are quiet. They don't spend time on Twitter. Opposition is too busy exposing the gold mafia. Iwewe unomirira kuda kuzoitaura pama interviews kuita senge ndiwongo uri pakuexposa pachona. Muri kuona pane unyengeri hwacho chief.
Nyaya yekuzoti takambokuudzai, people are already
opposition iri busy kushanda. You know what? Nkululeko Sibanda, right? Talked about the gold mafia in 2017. Video rake riripo apa. Neshewood Live a television station. Yeah? Achitaura nezve gold mafia. And then Nkululeko Sibanda was consistent pana papa Zim-I pana pa chief. Achitaura niya kuti, do you remember chief? Nkululeko Sibanda warning us, right? Folks, Mnangagwa is a mafia. Do you remember over the years? Tina Matema Danda, it was Nkululeko Sibanda, Matema Danda, Temba Mliswa, Dr. Masimama Vaz. Nkululeko Sibanda was consistent. Panabab. Are you for Mujurupa Ziva chief? Exposing the mafia. Exposing the mafia right here on Zim-I. Yeah? And it was Madam Nkululeko Sibanda and you chief, yeah? Yeah, and so many others in the opposition. Job Sikala, Tendai Biti, busy, consistent in parliament. Tendai Biti was not spending time on Twitter or looking for CNN awards. He was busy on the ground in parliament, revealing more details on the mafia. And then you suddenly come out and you say the opposition is dead. The opposition that inspired Simba Chikanza to work on this documentary, to make it what it is today. The same documentary that you are now rushing, you are popping your head out all the time, appearing as if you own it. Chief.
Kutanda mboso chaiko.
Imimi muri kukundwa seiko nai chief imimi. Murukundwa
No,
sei?
Simba, you know what you need to understand is
Zimbabwe,
President Chamisa
Eh.
is the leader of the opposition. In Shona, we say, kumba kumusha pamba pa chief igomba remarara. Pano rasirwa zvinhu zvose. So he accepts everyone. He takes under him everyone. And, you know, of all the leaders in Zimbabwe that speaks to people, President Chamisa speaks to everyone. If you call him today, if my sister there, Beauty, calls him, he will pick up his phone and he will
And you
speak
know
to you.
while we are there, Chief,
That's
while
how
we are there,
humble he is.
Mm.
So that's
while
how he interacts with everyone.
while we are
So
there, Chief,
it's not about
pan-
kukundwa
pan-
or us failing to do
right.
something about it.
Pane mumwe mubvunzo wabvunzwa pana Scamford kuti kosei, how come, you know, Chamisa sometimes here and there. Let me tell you one thing you need to understand about Hopewell. The same way he confused me, inini, ndichita basa rangu. Hopewell ching'ono iyeyu, Hopewell mkucha. The same way he confused me and made me delete that tweet is the same way that he has confused a lot of people who have ended up even going to his house thinking that he is a good man. Ane ability ndozvanashara paipe kuti you need to know kuti Hope chimukusha uyu ku high school chaiko akaconfuse chikoro a whole entire school that he didn't qualify to enter into, Marlborough High, without social media, without a computer, to demonstrate, to riot against Mr. Harrison Chiware, who is still alive, over something that was false. So you need to understand how, because you might be asking, how come Simba? How come Simba? It's because ane ability yekutaura nekuconvince zvisinganzwisiki kuti anozvifambisa sei. And that's when you will understand that a lot of the things, if not everything that he does, is not journalism. He has a different agenda. Munhu wekuti Mr. Harrison Chiware nhasi ukasangana nawe, I have talked with him, ukatanga kutaura nawo nhasi, nyaya dzinenge dzichinakidza, until you mention Hope Mukusha's name, you change the discussion. He's still terrified na Hope Ching'ono na Hope Mukusha. Saka maZimbabweans munofanira kuziva, imunenge muchiti journalism.
What is the agenda?
Unhu hwaakatanga kuMarlborough High School uhu. Panga pasina journalism ipapo.
What is the agenda? What is his outcome?
is that what you call a bullying?
I think it, you know what, I think I would class it as bullying. Munhu anogona kuita bully. Because vananta bully.
But I think myself, I think in Zimbabwe we are watching too much cartoons, and we're creating these demigods. We even created Mugabe, we created him. So the problem we have in the Ekuti, some people, most of the time, and we agree to everything what they say. Sometimes we need to criticize those people. We don't have to say Yewongos every time. That's the problem we have in Zimbabwe. Zvakafanana nekuti zvataurwa nachief, zvataurwa na leader Comfort, because you, both of you people, you are my role models. I cannot criticize you. That's wrong. If you are wrong, you're wrong. Me, I'm ndingapotsere matombo ndoviga maoko ndikamapotsera ndokudza ndinda mapotsera, you know. But the problem in Zimbabwe ndeyengoti munhu akangonzi ndiye chete tese takutoti ndiye zvaataura zvese ndizvozvo. We should stop that.
Yeah, you are very right. You are very right there. Yeah, and we need to move away from that. That's the reason why ZANU-PF people can't criticize Mnangagwa right now. They know that he's stealing. They know that he's looting. They know that the country is on its knees, not because of sanctions, but because of looting, because of stealing. And they are seeing that all the money that is meant for Zimbabwe is going in the pace of one family. But they can't raise themselves up to criticize him, because I don't know whether it's cultural or it's whatever it is that we are as Zimbabweans, that we can't criticize the people that we respect. I think we need to move away from that. If someone has done something wrong, whether he's your role model or not, whether it's someone you respect or not, we need to be able to say, Aiwa, comrade Abamakanganis, you know, we are not there yet. And that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. I agree with you, Chief. I agree with what my sister Marie said here, because I think that on its own is how we ended up here, where we are. We began to create a demigod in Robert Mugabe up until that fateful day, 2017, where I'm not sure what sparked it, but then people, you could tell they were holding it in. Mgona, that day, I always go and replay what happened. That Zimbabwean people were holding a lot of stuff in, but they could not say it. I hope we may be able to have a culture as a people of saying, I shall not create a demigod in anyone, and I'm going to question. So even there was something that was said on Spaces that Hope Chingono, he owes the people of Zimbabwe a segment where we can ask questions. Why did he stop Simba Chikanza from continuing with that interview? Why did he ask Simba to delete? If we're in a community where we shut each other down and there's some people who are untouchable, who cannot be asked questions. This is how we continue the legacy of dictators. This is how we continue the legacy of authoritarian type of mindsets. So I think, Chief, about a weekend ago, President Joe Biden was in my town. Ilhan Omar invited me. I had a question for the president, and all I had to do was go ask him the question, not to embarrass him. The president of one of the considered greatest nations in the world. I asked him a question about funding regarding to my work. You should, in a democratic space, be allowed to. Can I go and ask Mnangagwa a question here?
No. Munoswera mambanyiswa kana kuswa kujeri. Who are you?
Yeah. So we can talk about democracy when we can't even ask a mere journalist a question. I saw Simba being kicked out of a space because he had asked the Hopo a question. And I did ask the ladies who were on this platform, they were human rights people, and I said, is it blasphemy to ask Hopo a question? Is he a god or a mini god that we can't ask him a question? So I think I find everything wrong with that. So Sisi Maroe, I agree with you. We are creating demigods, maporofita, my church, and that's why Wanashibirwa. And you bet angel, Papa pedestal. Even now, up to now, you still have bet angels followers still saying Papa. And that is a culture that the Rwandese president has cut out of his country. And I hope to see that being done and over with in Zimbabwe. And now we're demigods. We're all equals, and our government leaders need to know that they are our servants. They are civil servants, not the other way around. Obviously, that is not the case right now in Zimbabwe, so let me not even keep going there. But we hope we arrive to that. Yeah, and I think Talusa Simba. I don't know where he is, but again.
Yeah, I think kanga chitizo ninda kudzingwa wherever pangari. So I think he's moving somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to respond to Simba. Unfortunately, he's not here, but I've had that discussion with him because we have outside the broadcast, we have had this a discussion where Simba will be saying, "Same Jim Sia Wopo Achita Zano Peter, it's like you are saying that even before he left. Why do you allow him to do that?" But we are a new party, a new organization. And President Chamisa has been very leading that let's leave this politics of hate, politics of insults. We left that at MDC, and we always try to take ideas from everywhere, and that's one thing that you respect of President Chamisa, because he listens to people, different people, even some people that you would not be expecting to listen to them. He listens, he gives them an ear. And I think that's a very good quality of a leader, of a president. I remember one of the things that he said to me, Comfort, you were there when we met him with Honorable BT in DC. He said, we're talking about funding the party and so forth and so forth. And he said something that still shocks me to today, but now, getting to know him better, I now understand. He said, Chief, I would rather, get someone, listen to someone who is coming with ideas that I can use to move the party forward than someone who comes with a bag of money. I didn't understand at that time. because at that time we needed money. We were looking for money, but, he responded like that. And over the years, you've seen that, he has refused trinkets from Emerson Mnangagwa. He was offered, a position of leader of the house that came with, cars, security people, security personnel, and lots of money. But he turned all that down, because he believed in what he believed, in a people's movement, in a people's government, a truly people's government, not a government that is influenced by other people. As if he had taken up those positions, obviously you will be under the armpits of Emerson Mnangagwa right now. You will not be able to stand up for himself, for what he believes, for his ideas, and also to stand up for the people of Zimbabwe. You would not be able to do that. Just like Monzora right now, he can't say anything. He can't speak for himself. He's told what to do, and he does that because kana wadya Maria ZANU-PF, wadya Maria ZANU-PF. Yakafanana nengozi. It's a cult. You can't move away from it. So yeah, people actually should be grateful that we have a man like President Chamisa at the helm of this movement. Otherwise we'll be nowhere. So again, going back to that issue, if someone then comes criticizing a person like that, then they're not criticizing that person, they're not rubbishing that person, they are rubbishing everyone else. They are rubbishing the people of Zimbabwe, and that's very, very unfortunate. So it's not like we, as Triple C and as president, we protect or we are afraid of certain individuals. It's a question of wanting to take ideas and wanting to respect all citizens, irregardless of who they are. That's why even now President Chamisa takes criticism from people when he refers to Mnangagwa as my brother. Despite everything that Emerson Mnangagwa is doing, not only to the people of Zimbabwe, even to President Chamisa, that he has escaped 2-3 assassination attempts. He still calls him brother, because of who he is.
Right.
Ubuntu, the Ubuntu in him, makes him call Emerson Mnangagwa brother. The Ubuntu in him makes him speak to, people like Hopo the way he speaks to them. So it's not like you can't deal with what is there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, Chief, I completely.
Chief, I apologize. I was just getting cut off. Yeah, I apologize, folks. I think I'm going to get cut off for some weird reason. Yeah, but I think someone was asking me, Kuti, what is it that makes an individual to be so controlling that even your own headmaster, when you're 17, is scared of you? You are able to lie to a whole class, to a whole school, Marlborough High School, yes, so that they demonstrate against the headmaster on something Shekunyepa. You're able to get away with it, even though at that same school you didn't even qualify because you had failed and you lied to Marlborough High that you play basketball. What is it? And I think someone said yes, Marwayati bullying, hadn't it?
It was
So
me that bullying.
Mati?
No, it wasn't me.
I think it was. We call it bullying.
Yes, so I see journalism, bullying. And the some people were saying to me, Simba, why are you trying to connect Hopo Chingono's headmaster with Nelson Chamisa? Because I've noticed that both individuals between 1989 and 2023 are suffering from the same type of attacks. And these attacks that Mr. Chiwara in 1989 and Nelson Chamisa in 2023 and a few other Zimbabweans who also include journalists are suffering. This can't be journalism. This is something else. This is bullying and harassment. And I want to challenge Mr. Chingono, like you were saying, Sisi Pipe Kuti, dai anga achinja hunu wake. And of course, we have probably lost the fire Yemuna May 2022 year when we managed to corner Auxilia Mnangagwa. But if he can change unhu hwake hwekuita bully other people and participate in cornering Auxilia Mnangagwa, especially after this documentary, cornering Auxilia Mnangagwa beyond being on Twitter, kuita revisit disruption ya akaita iya, so that he can corner Auxilia Mnangagwa, Zimbabwe could be better, don't you think? But then the same person is at Sapes Trust a few weeks ago, where he is accusing Nelson Chamisa of sending him and to mediate with Auxilia over a GNU. Why would Chamisa mediate with Auxilia, of all people, of all criminals? Assuming Chamisa wanted to mediate with Mnangagwa, why would he use a criminal, a filthy criminal like Auxilia? Saka ndo mamwe ma questions iwawawa ekuti hopo chingono anofanira kuvunzwa iwawawa. Ameno kuti pachachinjwa here apa Sisi Beauty. We are about to close. Panochinjika here apa.
Pakaoma mukoma Simba papa because
Kana kuti vamwe vanenge vachizviona sema award winning, saka vanofanira kuramba vachingokuharasai, vachingokuitai bully nokuti vane ma awards.
yezvokaonai manje akuzili yakuenda kunomira ari delegate yeZimbabwe achine Belarus. So at the end of the day, because vari kupiwa mukana wacho wekuita zvese izvozvo, dai kubva pamakamuinterviewa maybe she couldn't have been kuBelarus.
Tanga tatomusuya uya Sisi Beauty, you were in the group. Muchitondipa kavanhu maZimbabweans, muchitondipa ma demands ekuti Auxilia kana usingade kuti video ribude ita zvakadai. Even more blessing, she would not have, possibly she wouldn't have died, because it was the following week pavakazoraya more blessing, who would have said Auxilia budisa munhu uyoyo and apologize. Yeah, alas, all that power. Yeah. Hanzvadzi, demonstration matiri korini musi wa 19 kaut
18 Tuesday
18 kupi ku embassy kupi
kune I think chikuenda 3 places,
right. Itongokurumidzai because yakuda kukata ingotaura.
Okay, 3 places. I'll send it to you.
Wonderful.
The whole
but London, I think South Africa, they're also demonstrating, and US, they're also demonstrating. Folks, we're going to cut now. Sisi Beauty, thank you very much. Those who want to participate, Masports Ekugadzira Nyika, do get in touch. Tiri kuzofamba nayo nyaya gold mafia iyi haisi kuzopera, tichipidigura tichi-explora kusvikira goridhe neupfumi hwevana veZimbabwe wadzoka kuvaridzi vavo. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Sisi,
thank you. Thank you.
Bless you, folks.
Bye.